Good morning, everyone. I'm up this early because this is the time that Paige leaves out for school. She gets her bus. It's 6:17. She just walked out. So, I make sure that I take Mr. Hustle out so he can use the bathroom. And then I wait here and watch her get on her bus. So, as you can see, it's dark. Daybreak is gonna come, but not right now. You see the students walking from their homes, going towards the bus. The stop is right over there at the corner. And Miss Paige, she's just standing over there waiting. So when the bus comes, then I would take Mr. Hustle back inside and we will go back to sleep. Yeah. And it is very cold. It's nippy out. Yes, it's fall in Orlando. It's nippy out. And I'm somewhat shivering. I didn't go upstairs to get my hoodie, but I will be okay. And you see Mr. Hustle. You can't really see him. You come out here to watch Paige go off to school. She gets up very early. Yeah, oh, the bus is right there. It's over there. I guess you can see the blinking red lights. And the other kids are walking, going towards the bus. Her school is not far, but you can't walk there. And the bus comes and she goes off to school. They pick other kids up in the neighborhood too. There are not that many blacks that live over here. Like I said, it's my daughter and the other nurse, and then the lady that's married to a military personnel, and maybe one or two others. That's why the Jamaican nurse that I spoke about in the video, she was like so overwhelmed. The bus is leaving. She was so overwhelmed to meet my daughter because she said there isn't too many of us black folks living around here. Not that it matters to me, but that's how some folks feel, But there's a lot of Spanish and Caucasian, Chinese, a couple of different nationalities over here. But everyone seemed to be pleasant, Nobody bother anybody. Everyone speak to each other. Some people just don't speak, but it doesn't matter. I guess that's how they were raised. I wasn't raised like that. And I was raised up in a household where my great aunt, well, she's a light skin, but her husband, he was Caucasian. Like I mentioned in my book, he was a fisherman, and his kids are mixed, so they look white Caucasian too. But they never treated me and the few siblings that lived there. You know, my siblings, like my sister and my brother, they never treated us or the rest of us when they come to visit like we were strangers. They didn't. Because you see, in Barbados, the color of your skin doesn't make a difference. And they have different nationalities in Barbados. You know, they have Indian, they have Chinese, they have Germans. Could you imagine hearing a German speak Patois? Well, a lot of them speak Patois. That's broken English. So, you know, if you don't know what that sounds like, it's not the Jamaican Patois or the Trini Patois or the St. Vincent Patois. You know, each island has a different dialect. And if you listen to Rihanna sometimes, because she know how to speak it well, she switches up. She know how to speak regular English, regular American, and she knows how to speak Bajan Patois. Listen to her. She's from Barbados, my home. I'm older than her, but you know, our home. So that's why if any of you watch the videos, you know, I would mention my Bajan queen, you know, because, you know, I give a big shout out to Rihanna. I love that girl. And, you know, she wasn't born with a gold spoon in her mouth. You know what I'm saying? She was poor. She went through hard times too. She went through a lot if you listen or read about her. And I'm so proud of her, you know, as a young woman. She big up Barbados. She put Barbados up there in the universe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so proud of her. She didn't forget where she came from. She always go back there. She contributes. And she contributes to other places too. And a lot of Bajans love her. I know there's some that don't like her because I heard it myself. And I even challenged a couple of people that said negative stuff about her. You know what I'm saying? I'm always ready to knock down somebody for Rihanna. I love her. Robin Fenty, you know, that's her real name, Robin. But Riri sounds good. Rihanna is her middle name. And, you know, even though she went through hard times and stuff, you know, her moms did a really good job. Her mom's is Guyanese, if y'all don't know. And her father, he's Bajan with Irish and Spanish and all this kind of stuff in him. But like I said, Barbados has a lot of different nationalities and stuff like that, you know. Me, I'm a born Barbadian, but my ancestors, we have German in us. My dad said we have Indian from his side, you know, and we're all mixed up with something anyway. So, you know, my brother told me in Germany, because he lived there for many years, he was in the military in the U.S. Army. Big up to the Army, big up to the whole entire military anyway, not just in the USA, all over the place, but big up to the U.S. military. Young men, women, old, retired, whatever, you know, big up to everyone. You know, he said in Germany, my last name, we say Weir. In basic training, they used to call me Wire. They call me Weirdo. They call me all sorts of names. Well, you know, I don't get offended from stuff like that. But he said in Germany, it's a very popular name over there. And, you know, he was stopped many times. Well, his last name is Linton. That's my father's last name. And mine is Weir, you know, that's my mother's maiden name. But he said, you know, he was questioned many times because he met people that have that last name but they pronounce it as Ver. They pronounce the W like it's a V. And, you know, he would always say, you know, that's my family's last name. And then, you know, that's how he come to find out about the German part. But, you know, we never did a family tree to actually find out about it. I looked it up, but it's supposed to be some Irish name or something like that, but I don't know. But there are a lot of Caucasians with that last name. They even have a tennis player with the last name Ware. Maybe he's related, I really don't know. But I love my last name. And, you know, you're probably wondering, well, why part of my sibling's name is Linton? And, well, it's me and my brother. I'm the first, he's the second. Our last name is Ware. Well, the reason for that was we were born out of wedlock. But later on in life, you know, when we came to the United States, my dad asked me if I wanted my name changed to Linton. So I told him, no offense, but I love my last name. I said, I've been going through life all this time with that last name, and I love it. So no, I don't want you to go spending money changing my name. And then I was like, if I ever get married, you know, my name is going to change anyway, but I love my last name. And if I get married, I will still use my last name. So he never bothered to change it. I didn't want it changed. So, you know, that's the explanation with us having different last name. It's not that we have different fathers. We have the same father, 7 kids, the same father. Because many times people question me about that. And not a lot of people, but, you know, a couple of people, I guess they nosy or whatever. And, you know, I explained to them, telling them the reason with the last names, you know. My mother wasn't married to him when she had me and my younger brother. But then they got married when they had my other brother, which is the third one. That's the one that I showed y'all his apartment, well, where he lived today. Not the apartment yet. He was in the military, so that's the one, you know. He lived in Germany for years, like 24 years or so, you know. So, you know, he has kids. They German, you know, they born over there. A daughter, a stepdaughter. He calls her his real daughter, and he has 3 sons, you know. And they all speak German. I don't know how many other languages they speak. I just know that one of them, he speaks more than one language, you know. I don't think he speaks English that well. But the girls and the 2 older boys, you know, they speak English, you know. And they could pass for like Spanish, you know. They look Spanish, you know, the mixture between Caucasian and black. And you could tell that they're my brother's kids, you know. And his daughter, the first one, and the stepdaughter, you know, their moms passed away maybe about a year ago, you know. I met her. She was up here, beautiful lady. And I love her name. Her first name is Petra, P-E-T-R-A. I love her name, so pretty. And the name fits her. She was such a beautiful lady too. And you know, there isn't really much of the family, or the ones that's left. I can't really do a family tree because, you know, nobody don't seem to want to give you information about the elders that passed on, or if they do, you know, they'll keep it to themselves, or maybe they're ashamed. I don't know, you know, so I really don't know too much about the history, you know, but, you know, in my immediate family, you know, sarcoidosis and lupus, those are diseases that you can't catch. That runs in my immediate family and in some of my, well, I know a cousin that has that, and she has 2 other diseases that you can't catch. They're very long words. Lupus is a very long word too. So, you know, they say lupus for short. And it is just like how the word is long, well, lupus is terrifying. Lupus is worse than a tornado. It's worse than a hurricane. Because, you know, it put the person in so many different, well, their body go through so much changes. And the reason I mentioned those 2 illnesses, and my immediate family also, we suffer with high blood pressure, you know. That's from my mom. I don't know about nothing else. But, oh, and my sister, the young one, well, they both are unalive, the youngest ones. The young one, Pam, you know, she used to sleepwalk. So I gather she was a sleepwalker. I don't know. I can't say because I didn't get it from a doctor, but I actually witnessed her walk in her sleep several times. She was heading to the bathroom, but she ended up going to the refrigerator. I so happened to hear, and I watched, and I followed her, and I took her to the bathroom. And then when she got done, she went right back into her bed, and she was walking, her eyes was open, but she was asleep. And that's called sleepwalking. I don't know about anybody else that suffer with that. And the lupus, well, she also had sarcoidosis. That's with the lymph nodes. You know, you can read that up, look it up, Google it, because there's a lot of people that suffers with that now. Didn't really hear about it until she came down with it. She went to the doctor one day, and she, you know, for examination, and they told her that's what she had. So when she died, they said that's what she died from. And she was like the last stages of it. It's something with your T cells and stuff, you know. And, oh, also, thyroid. I have that, you know. But like I said, mine went in remission. It's going on 3 years now. It could come back, but if you safeguard yourself, try to stay away from getting stressed out, try to eat the right food and stuff like that. Watch out for what you drink and stuff like that. You don't drink sodas and all this kind of stuff, alcohol, all that kind of stuff, but mainly don't get stressed out. You can Google these diseases that I just told you, and you know, you read up about it, because there's a lot of people coming down with thyroid. It's a butterfly shape, right in your throat. You know, it's a butterfly shape. It shapes like a butterfly, and it's the thyroid glands. You know what I'm saying? You can get more information about it by Googling the word. It's 2 types, hyper and hypo. Mine is hyper. And I always have been hyper, but I just never knew that I suffer with that. It started reacting on me in 2001. You know, I was in Indiana in the military. Not Indiana, oh my God, Louisiana, excuse me. And you know, it gets very hot over there, in the hundreds and even better. But I didn't know that that's what I had, you know. I was getting headaches. Not headaches. I felt like I was going to pass out. I was very tired and drained and stuff like that. So I was thinking maybe it was just from the sun. But, you know, I went to the medics and, you know, they told me to rest, take it easy. Plus, I was doing a lot of exerting stuff anyway, you know, distributing water to the troops and I was doing a lot of running around. So I had to rest up and stuff. So, you know, the doctors told me when I go home to go check my doctor, my civilian doctor. So that's what I did. So, you know, at the time, I went to them and they took a blood test, but you had to wait 2 weeks for the test to come back. So one day, I was washing my hair and I started feeling the strange way that I was feeling. It's not a hurting feeling. I just felt strange. And I was getting all nervous and stuff. Anxiety was coming on, but I didn't know that I suffer with anxiety either. I used to be depressed a lot, but I didn't think that I suffer with all of that. So when I did go to the doctor, I stopped washing my hair and I went to lay down. I noticed when I took deep breaths and stayed calm, the feeling went away. But I couldn't just lay down all the time. I had to get up. I had to go to work, you know, and stuff like that. And at that time, my daughter was pregnant. I mentioned in a prior video, she lost the baby. But not because of me. But, you know, one of my co-workers, I was on my way to work one day, and I started feeling, that feeling started coming on me, you know. I felt like I was going to pass out. And then I was like getting black dots in my eye, you know. And I had to sit down. I was downtown Fulton Street, heading to my job. So I had to sit on the bench for a while, catch my breath. So, you know, a co-worker of mine, Mr. Hill, he's a veteran also. He's retired now. He lives in North Carolina, but he lives in New York too. He has a house in North Carolina. He's always there. You know, he was like, Jen, you know, you're getting older, you have to go see your doctor often, you know. I said, Mr. Hill, I always visit the doctor. You talking to the wrong person. But I just don't like the way I'm feeling, you know. It don't come all the time. It happens, but it don't happen all the time. So he's like, well, I think you should go see the doctor. So when I went to the doctor, I explained how I was feeling. So they took a blood test. Mind you, they took blood tests many times and they never, I guess they weren't looking for that. But once I told them how I was feeling, then, you know. So I had to wait 2 weeks. Now it wasn't 2 weeks. It wasn't even a week. I started feeling the stuff the next day. So I ended up going to the hospital. My sister Pam, she's on a live. She went with me. It was a Sunday afternoon. And we went to Downstate Hospital. I love going to Downstate. It's a private hospital, but they don't take long to see you and stuff like that. Kings County is a city hospital, but everybody and their mother goes to Kings County. And the waiting area be so full, packed. And they take long to call your name and stuff like that. So I went to the hospital that I liked. Plus, Downstate was a new hospital. And I just loved the way how you got treated in there. And I went there. And they asked me what was wrong. And I was telling them how I felt. So they got a wheelchair. I was like, I don't need a wheelchair. I don't need a wheelchair, being ignorant. I got in the wheelchair anyway. And then, you know, they took me and they ran tests and all of that stuff. Then they took me to a room. So I was admitted into the hospital. Mind you, I had to go to work Monday, but this was a Sunday. So all I'm worrying about is being out of there to go to work. not worrying about what is wrong with me, worrying about going to work. So finally, the doctor came in, this nice looking Caucasian man with long hair, tall. And he was checking me out and everything. And you know me, I'm very funny. You know, when I say funny, joking funny. I was like, oh my God, you're a doctor? You're handsome. Oh my God. So he laughed and stuff like that. And then, you know, he started telling me, oh, we don't know what's wrong with you. You know, we ran tests and everything. We don't know what's wrong, so we're going to have to keep you. I said, hell no. You don't know what's wrong with me, but you're going to keep me? No. I have to find out what's wrong with me. Plus, I'm going to leave out of here. I have work tomorrow. I cannot miss work. I will get docked. I will get written up. He looked at my sister. He said, she's a worry work. My sister said, yes, she is. He said, and she's funny too. She said, yes, she is. And he said, you worrying about work? We don't know what's wrong with you and you worrying about work? You better stop and relax in that bed. I was like, doctor, I can't stay. I have to go to work tomorrow. Anyway, he told me, no, he didn't tell me what was wrong with me yet. They ran more tests. Then he came in with these two older men. They were dressed in suits. So I was like, well, hell, what happened now? You came to read me my rights? So he said, I told you she's funny. She is a real funny lady. My sister said, yeah, we know. And then my daughter came with us too. And then he said, I know what's wrong with you. I was like, what? Good, I could go to work. He said, here she go worrying about going to work again. He said, I'm gonna let these two gentlemen tell you. But first of all, this tiny little white pill you see here, I'm gonna give this to you right now. So he gave it to me with some water and I swallowed it. I used to get heart palpitation. My heart used to beat so hard like a damn drum. I could actually hear it, not just feel it. And that's how it was, because you should have seen the monitor I was hooked up to. My heartbeat was so freaking strong, and it was, oh. So he's like, oh no, we got to get this down. We got to get this down. And once I took that little pill, I call it the magic pill. Oh my goodness. I felt my heart rate like went all the way down back to normal. It was an amazing feeling. I felt great after I took that little tiny pill. So he said, well, they're going to tell you what's wrong with you, but you're going to have to take this pill for the rest of your life. I was like, sir, I don't have a problem with taking pills. As long as it's going to save me from going out of here, I will be taking it. So he said, you see what I say? She is a funny lady. Anyway, he stepped aside, and the two older gentlemen, Caucasian, short, they came over, and they were like touching my ankles and stuff like that. You know, my ankles were skinnier than this. I had lost so much weight. My legs were like really small, especially the ankle area. I said, damn, they always was small, but they got smaller. And, you know, those two also said I was funny. Anyway, they checked under here and stuff like that. It was just checking me out. And they said, does anything hurt? So I was like, no, I feel good now. So they both said, you suffer with thyroid. You have hyperactive thyroidism. So I was like, what the hell is that? He said, you know, we have thyroids in here. Everybody has them. You know, the thyroid. Some people, theirs go off And some people, it doesn't affect. And he said, yours is off, to put it like that. He said, it's two types, hypo and hyper. Hypo, you gain a lot of weight, but your metabolism is like very slow, you know, like that. And some people, you know, they lose their hair. This is with hypo. He said, but with the hyper, you're hype all the time. You know, your heart beats so fast. It's always palpitating and stuff like that. You're just always hype. You're on the move, you know. And you can eat all you want to eat, but you don't gain no weight. The hypo, you put on weight, you'll get fat, and your metabolism is slow. So, oh, and he also said, we caught yours, early, because with the hyper, my eyes were supposed to bulge out. He said, but we caught yours early. So thank God for that. So they said, you know, just take your medication and you're going to be fine. But you have to see your doctor like every 3 months so they can check your blood and stuff like that. Because like I said, it can go in remission, but some people, they keep it for the rest of their lives. And if it go in remission, sometimes it'll go that way and then it could come back. So, you know, you have to stay stress-free and all of that. Living in New York City, that's a curse word. You cannot be stress-free in New York City. So that's where I was living. Anyway, I try to keep calm and stuff like that, but, you know, I was always stressed out. Anyway, I came down to Florida, and, you know, I was getting the same pills. It was just 10 milligrams. I can't remember the name right now, but I started seeing doctors at the VA, and, you know, they check my blood every 3 months and stuff like that, and I was taking the medication. And then in 2021, in 2021, I believe it was, they told me that it was in remission. I didn't have to take the pills anymore. So I was like, okay. I asked, is it going to come back? They said they didn't know. But it has been 3 years and it hasn't returned. I pray every night and day that it would stay right where it's at. So I try to stay calm as I can. I try not to let nothing bother me or nothing like that. And I'm so grateful that I came and I'm living in Florida, because, you know, if you listen to my videos, I'm always talking about how stress-free I am here. I love it here. It's peaceful. And it's doing wonders for me, seriously. Also, the thyroid, you can get thyroid cancer. There's a goiter in there and it grows. I know some people that had it removed because they had the cancer or whatever. I know some people that had the goiter and it was bothering them, like my sister-in-law. So she had hers removed recently. An ex-co-worker of mine, she came to my granddaughter's party. She was feeling strange in her throat and stuff. And, you know, she was talking to me about it, asking me questions. I said, girl, you need to go. She said, it might be that. I said, you need to go to your doctor and get checked out. Tell them, you know, check your blood and stuff like that. Because if you don't tell them, they're not going to come straight out and tell you that's what you have. It's weird how they are doctors. I'm not knocking any doctors now, but it's weird how they are doctors And, you know, some things you have, you know, you get tested and stuff like that because that's a regular routine. And they don't know, they don't see anything. So, you know, they will tell you nothing is wrong. But once you start telling them how you feel, then they go looking for stuff. It's weird. I don't know why, but it's weird. Because I feel like this, once you take a blood test, well, now I think technology got much better now. So I believe now they can detect anything from your blood. They can tell if you have AIDS. They can tell if you have whatever. Because at the VA, you know, I get my checkups and stuff like that. And, you know, they know that I don't have no, they told me, you know, they took tests and stuff. I don't have no sexual transmitted diseases. I don't have nothing. Only thing I have is high blood pressure. And like I said, that runs in my family. But my blood pressure is under control. I only take like 10 milligrams of the medication and only one medication. And like I said, I try to stay calm and stuff like that. So my pressure is under control. So, you know, when I go to my doctor, you know, they always check my blood pressure. And, you know, that's good to check anyway, because, you know, a lot of us black folks, we love to eat stuff with salt and stuff like that. I try not to put salt in my food, but, you know, some of the food come with a little salt, but ain't nothing you could do about it. But I try not to eat stuff with salt and stuff like that. But, you know, I just do a yearly checkup now. I don't have to be going all the time like how I used to go with my thyroid, because everything is like under control. My thyroid is in remission, and, you know, and I'm good. I'm okay. So getting back to the sarcoidosis, that's what my sister had, the young one, you know, the lymph nodes. It goes in, it comes out through your skin, because hers was on her arms and stuff like that. The eyes get puffy and swollen. And these, it's like sores, like big sores. And my sister, she used to have tattoos on her body. I think she put them on to cover up the sores on her hand. They were big sores. But that was the lymph nodes. It was attacking the inside of the body. Like I said, Google it and you will find out more about it. And at the time when she was suffering with that, I never really heard of it. And when she told me, I looked it up on the computer. I had a computer at home. I looked it up and I didn't read into it, but it mentioned about the T cells, because the thyroid has T cells also. And, you know, I was reading, but, you know, when you don't know about something, you don't really go reading all into it. Because when she told me this is what the doctor said she had, I was like, but she didn't show me the sores or nothing like that, because she used to always wear her sleeve and her neck covered, all of this. And she never used to be like that. She used to be losing weight. She was getting really small. But, you know, I had a feeling something was wrong, but I didn't know what was wrong, so I didn't want to question it. She's a Gemini, and you know, them Geminis, forget about it. She was a nice person, but them Geminis, if y'all know Geminis, y'all know, if y'all know how they stay, you know, mind your business, you know? So I didn't question her. My other sister that is on her life, she was Gemini too. But, yeah, she told me about it and stuff like that. She had to take medication, but she never showed me the medicine or nothing. I guess she got scared when they told her, so she ran over. You know, they always call me Dr. Jenny. So she ran over and she was telling me. And I just happened to look it up on the computer, but I didn't really read all into it. Jackie Joyner Kersey, I think that's her name, the athlete, you know, the track star. She had it. She died from that. And what's his name? This actor, Bernie Mac, he suffered with that too. Anyway, those are only two people that I knew at the time. I don't know anymore right now, but and then she was like the third person with this. Because at the time, you know, it's not like a well-known disease. It's started to be well-known now, just like lupus. But, you know, I was like, I wasn't thinking she was going to die right away. I was like, oh, you're going to be okay, you know, because I didn't know. Like I said, I didn't read into it, so I didn't know the stages or whatever. And it seemed like she was at the last stage. I'm quite sure her doctor told her that because the way she was moving. And when she passed, I saw in her calendar, you know, she had certain things marked up to July of that year. She didn't mark nothing else past that. So, you know me, my intuition, I always see stuff. I dream stuff. And I did dream her and my other sister. And it was so weird. I told my mom about the dream. They were young girls and they were wearing bonnets and their night clothes. And I told my mom, one of them is going to pass. I don't know when, but one of them is going to pass. And she was in the front. Now, mind you, at the time, when I had the dream, in actuality, Cherise, we call her Terry, she was suffering with the lupus. She was sick first. Mind you, she was sick first. My mom ran around. I get back to talking about her. But at the time, I thought it was going to be Cherise because she was the one that was really sick. But come to find out, we found out about Pam later on, and Pam was in the front. The two of them was standing, but Pam was in the front of her. So Pam was the one that passed away first. Cherise passed away not too long ago. Probably, maybe it's a year now, I'm not sure, but she passed away not too long ago. And she suffered with lupus for many years, many years. That thing, your body swells up. That thing do a lot of craziness to your body. It makes you lose your damn mind and all of that. She used to take a lot of different kind of pills, big, long horse pills. As a matter of fact, when Pam passed away, we went to her house, I found a plastic bag with these pills. You know, they were long, like the tip of your finger, that size long. So I don't know if the doctor told her she was going to pass soon or not, but it looked like she wasn't really taking the pills. You know, some people, when they get sick, you know, they get tired knowing that they got to take all these pills. So, you know, I don't know. But she was just dwindling away to nothing. And she kept hiding. She kept hiding from me. You know what I'm saying? Because you know me, it's like I can see and tell stuff. So when she passed, it was a shocker to me and to everyone, because we didn't know she was that sick, and we didn't know she was going to pass so soon. She was 35 years old. She went to work that day. She called me back that morning and she told me to keep an eye on Cherise. Now, mind you, Cherise suffered with the lupus. So Cherise used to be in and out of the hospital, the mental hospital, all that. But before, my mom was told by the doctors that sooner or later she was going to have to get her psychiatric help, because that disease, the lupus, is going to have her going buku. And my mother didn't want to believe or accept that. But as time went on, she got worse. She got worse. It took a long time for them to determine what was wrong with her, because my mom, me and my mom and my sister, oh my God, you know how many doctors my mom took her to so many hospitals and stuff like that to find out what was wrong with her. But as many tests as they took, didn't know what was wrong. The first time I found out about lupus, I was on the train. I think it was the number 4 train. And they had the signs posted. You know, they always have signs posted in the trains. So it said lupus. It had the long name, but it had it for short, lupus. So you know me, I'm always looking around and reading stuff. So it said, if you suffer with these signs, go see your doctor. So it was telling you the signs, like if you feel like you're gonna faint, or if you feel tired. It was a lot of different signs. But like I said, you can look that up, look up lupus, and you'll see the correct spelling. It's a long word. And you can read about it and it'll tell you everything. So anyway, that's the first time I saw the lupus thing. This was before I even know my sister suffered with that. But she used to always come to me, like I said, they always call me Dr. Jenny, Dr. Sis. She will always come to me showing me her leg or whatever. She had this thing that it looked like it was growing in her leg and her foot, and it was like moving, and she was showing me, and she was like, what is wrong with me? And you know, I had a medical book and I used to be looking up stuff. I'm not a doctor, but I used to be looking up stuff and stuff, and they always come to me. But I just couldn't put my hand on it because I didn't know. So years later is when we found out that that's what she had. And she was sick longer than Pam. She's older than Pam, but they're my 2 youngest sisters. Pam is the youngest. So they both are unalive now. But she lived a long time with the lupus, even though she went through a lot. But she always wanted her own place and stuff like that. Even though she stayed in a nursing home and different places. When I said different places, like mental institution and stuff like that, you know, because she was just off. She had her right mind, but she changes up in, you know, I guess the sickness had her like that. That's what they said. And my mother couldn't even cope with that. My mom was scared because sometimes she was so aggressive. And she was always hard-headed. But I don't know. Maybe she had this for a long time. And then it took a toll on her until it actually started coming on. I don't know. But yeah, that's what ran in our family. I don't know of any generation in the family that suffer with that. For me to say it's in the genes or what, you know, because the little family that we have left, they don't talk. And my mom and her brothers and them that passed on, you couldn't even ask them anything because they are quick. My mother was quick to say, oh no, you know. I guess it was they shame or whatever. I don't know. They never want to tell you anything. So, you know, I told my mom, I told my siblings, you know, when you go to the doctor, after my 2 sisters passed, I told my sisters, I told the rest, I told my siblings, the ones that was around, I said, when you go to the doctor, they always ask you about your history. Because, you know, when you fill out that form, I said, you should let them know that you had a sister that suffered with lupus. She died from that. And you had a sister that suffered with, what the hell? I said she had sarcoidosis. And high blood pressure runs in the family. I said, you need to tell them this so they can check you and your kids to see if they have that in them or a trace of it or whatever. You need to, I told them that. Like I said, the ones that was close to me that I can talk to. Because if you don't mention it, they're not going to test you to see if you have it. And as time go on, these illnesses get worse. And like Pam, I guess she found out too late because they couldn't do anything else for her. And I feel the doctor told her that. So, people, be aware. Stop hiding any illnesses that's in your family. Make sure you get yourself checked out and have your family or whoever get them checked out. I even have family members, not in my immediate family, but family members that their mother passed away with cancer. Cancer of the stomach, I think it was. And her son, one of her sons, he passed away with it. But his brother had told him, after the mom passed, he told his other siblings they should go check themselves out. I don't know if all of them went, but this particular brother, he was being foolish. He said he don't need no doctors poking around in him. So he didn't go check himself out until he actually started feeling sick, and he went to the doctor. Come to find out, he had caught the coronavirus. He had some kind of infection. Then he got out the hospital. He went home. Then he started getting sick even worse. And then he went back into the hospital. Then they sent him to a nursing home. He was in his 70s. And next thing, I got a call telling me he passed away. And then my cousin told me what he died from. So, people, don't be foolish. Educate yourself. If someone in your family is sick from something, go and check yourself out. Let the doctor know you have a relative that suffer with this, and you just want to get your blood checked out or whatever, you know, get a physical, get a complete physical. It's very important because you might be saving your life or someone in your family's life. Sometimes many of us wait until too late to go to the doctor. Some of us don't like to go to the doctors. They wait too late until they start feeling a little pain here and there. Or they wait till they can't move. and then they get up and then decide to go to the doctor. And for some of us, it'd be too late. Some of us don't make it. So people out there, I don't care what nationality you are. I don't care where you live, what country, what island, wherever on this earth you live. Please go and check yourselves out. There are a lot of sicknesses out there that we don't know about. Scientists is finding out stuff every single day, every second that goes by. Doctors, they're trained every second. Nurses, I have to give a big shout out to the doctors and the nurses out there and the scientists, because, they do a lot of studying and stuff like that. And they save a lot of people's lives, believe it or not. And they work long and hard hours. So big shout out to all of you people in the medical field, or the scientists and stuff like that. But remember, please get yourselves checked out. Stop being afraid to go to the doctors. Stop being afraid. It could save your life. You could live longer. Don't wait till something starts to hurt. Go get your checkups. Go get your yearly checkups. Go do all of that. The mammograms, the thyroid check, they even have cancer screening. Go check all of that. Women, go get your mammograms. Men, go do your prostate testing. Technology has came a long way, and thank God for that. Get yourself checked out, seriously. Stop being foolish. So it's 7:15 right now. And I woke up since 4 o'clock this morning. I don't know why I woke up. And guess what? I took my phone and I Googled it. So it was saying, something about, I guess when you wake up, not I guess, I don't remember exact words, but like, it's like God is passing through, or he's there with you, and for you to say a prayer, like that. So I did say a couple of prayers and stuff. So I stayed up. My granddaughter came down because she was ready for school. And she was looking at me like I was crazy because I was wide awake, sitting up. And then I was watching a couple of my videos. So I decided when she was leaving, I walked outside. I do that every morning anyway. But I don't wake up at 4 o'clock every morning or 3 o'clock. When I used to be suffering with anxiety and stuff like that, I used to wake up those hours. But I don't anymore. And, I'm not worried about anything. I wasn't drinking or nothing like that. The only thing I drank was water, because I drink water late at night. And I feel great. I feel great. No aches and pains or nothing. I feel great. It's just that it's a bit chill. We keep the AC on. Here in Florida, you have to keep your AC on at a certain level. At my house, they say leave it on 77. Over here, my daughter has it a little higher. But, because of the heat here in Florida, your house can get mold and stuff like that. So you have to keep the AC on So mold don't come and you get sick and stuff like that. But me, I'm not an AC person anyway, but I just follow the rules. But at my house, it's not cold and nothing like that. And plus outside, it's a chill. It feels like it's in the 60s. I didn't look at the temperature, but daylight is starting to come in now. I can see it from the shade. But I'm going to turn the lights out in a little bit. And then I'm going to lay back down and go to sleep. You can hear Mr. Hustle snoring. He was upstairs. But since my granddaughter left, you know, he came down. Well, before she left, when she woke up, he got up. So he came down here. So he's laying down. He's asleep. And that was him snoring just now. So, you know, I'm going to lay down. Maybe I'll fall back to sleep. But I usually get up like around 7:30 or so. And I feed him around 8. Then I'll wait a little bit and then I'll take him outside so he can use the bathroom. And then I'll stay out for a while and then I'll bring him back in. So, you know, that's my routine that I do. I don't have to go anywhere today. So I'm just going to chill. Do me some reading like I always do. Watch YouTube and enjoy the day. I do believe it's going to get hot later on. But, you know, we are in fall, so you have to expect the cool weather at night. It just started getting cool, you know. It wasn't cool several nights before, but, you know, like when you get a hurricane and stuff, you always have to expect changes in the weather anyway. So, people, just wanted to pass that information on. Take care of yourselves. Make sure you go visit your doctors and stuff like that. Don't wait for something to happen and then, oh my God, let me go check myself out with the doctor. I don't want to die, you know. Make sure you go check yourself out. When God is ready for you, He's gonna take you. But prevention is better than cure. I think that's how the saying goes. So you can prevent stuff from happening if you go and do the right thing. Death you cannot stop, but sometimes it's not your time. Some of us don't pay attention to our bodies or don't pay attention to stuff, and then serious stuff happens, and then it's too late. So, be wise. So I'm going to end my video right now. So, enjoy the rest of your sleep. And happy Thursday. Peace out. Don't forget to subscribe.